Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR and really address what the hell happened yesterday. So, I wanted to let some time go by. One, I'm in the middle of a move, but also two, I wanted to get a little bit more information. I am recording this at around like almost 2 a.m. But as we do look at the overall market, price action is following through with what has been happening. Also, with the token unlock that's happening in this month as well. All of this is really kind of a recipe for disaster, or I should say, a recipe for opportunity, however you want to look at it. But again, I always look at these events as a good and a bad. The good is that, hey, it's just another obstacle that we need to get over, and also it provides a buying opportunity. We've seen a ton of people come out of the woodwork today to talk their shit, which is, again, typical. Negative, hey, nobody wants to see things like this happen. Um, we recently encountered an alliance block hack. We recently seen a lot of other networks going down. I mean, I think that this is a wake up call for those out there that were always talking down on Solana and how Solana's constantly down and this. Like, this could happen to anyone. Listen, this could happen to any network. But nonetheless, I wanted to address the first thing because I've seen a lot of people asking me, and I've seen a lot of people getting hit with bots in terms of like bot replies. No, your tokens are not gone if they were on a decent wallet or a ledger or your hash pack. You could just not see the tokens because the network is being blocked by proxies, which, yes, I will go in depth on. I know it's a little bit of a confusing situation, but if you go over to hashscan.io, here's where you will be able to see your tokens. All you need to do is go up here to the search accounts and put in your account ID. It's very similar to any transactions that are happening right now. So, for an example, we'll just click a random one here. You can see the payer account. So we'll just click this account. Here's a balance. It's about $56 worth, 963 HBAR. And again, you can see this on any of these. Like, you can go to any account. Like, this is the pay account, obviously. But if we go to the receiving account, I think that I could see the receiving account. Unless maybe I'm blind. But nonetheless, you guys get the idea anyways. I mean, you can see, the account balances of some of these accounts. Like, this is a hosted node by Swirlds. You can see 840,000 H bars in here, worth about $49,000. So again, this is how you will track your amount of tokens you have in your decent wallet for the time being. But we did see a huge announcement from Hedera. We've seen a few of them. But we do see in an abundance of caution and safety for users, Hedera is turning off network proxies on mainnet, making it inaccessible. Hedera Core is working through the smart contract irregularities and will re-enable proxies once resolved. And you can see the status here. Note, Hedera mainnet is online and reaching consensus. Network integrity remains intact. IP proxies were disabled, making the network inaccessible. In May of 2020, proxies were introduced to ensure the security of the Hedera network. Now, again, make of this what you will. A lot of people came out of the woodwork today and said, "Hey, Hedera's not decentralized because of this." Um, to me, yeah, is this a concerning factor? I mean, not really. I don't believe that Hedera will be acting in, our worst interest and turning these proxies off at the worst times. But again, make of it what you will. I know that this is a great opportunity for people to skew the narrative and say, hey, HBAR is not as decentralized as you thought it was because they could do this. But they outlined these proxies. They outlined all of this in the past, going all the way back to May of 2020. They updated us on this. They gave us an insight of this. I mean, these IP proxies are great for, a lot of issues. For example, like DDoSing and things like that. So again, these proxies aren't really a big concern to me. I don't think that they take away decentralization at all. Yes, it is blocking transactions and things like that from happening, as you guys do here, zero TPS. But as we do look at the status right now, we could see that everything is out. But the things that are operational is the mainnet APIs in terms of like the node publics, like the mirror node publics. We also do see the testnet is operational. Hedera managed mirror node is operational. You can basically see all this, but up here you can see the outage, which is all the GC members. So nobody's transacting at this current moment in time. And for those out there that are kind of confused on what actually is down, it's just a proxy, right? The proxy's in between this. So here you have your computer, for an example. This is a great example. Your computer, your request goes to the proxy. Here's the proxy, the middleman, if you will. This is what is down. Your request gets sent through the proxy to the mainnet. This is still running. It's very simple, right? But here is the problem. So today, attackers exploited the smart contract or service code of the the smart contract service code of the Hedera mainnet to transfer Hedera token service tokens held by victims' accounts to their own account. The attacker targeted accounts used as liquidity pools at multiple decentralized exchanges that use Uniswap v2 derived contract code ported over to use the Hedera token service, including Pangolin, SaucerSwap, and HeliSwap. When the attackers moved tokens obtained through these attacks over the Hashgraph bridge, the bridge operators detected the activity and took swift action to disable it. The Hedera community, including Swirls Labs and so many others, worked together to investigate the attack to prevent the attacker from being able to steal more tokens. Hedera turned off mainnet proxies, which removed user access to the mainnet. The team has identified the root cause of the issue and are working on a solution. Once the solution is ready, Hedera council members will sign transactions to approve the deployment of the code on the mainnet to remove this vulnerability, at which point the mainnet proxies will be turned back on, allowing normal activity to resume. So, for that being, the mainnet is not down, but again, it is also restricting transaction flow on the network. So, these proxies aren't all right. Well, the mainnet is down scenario, but it is a blocker, if you will. Which is, I mean, yeah, it's concerning for most people. I do think that this is not good. I think that this is rough, but I understand the scenario. And for those out there that are talking about staking, for an example, I've seen a few people responding saying like, "Hey, where's my staking rewards?" Also, you see like this is why wallets are showing zero balances. A lot of people were asking about this. Like, here's decent, and again, this is what I mean. Like, you see all of the scammers here. Your decent wallet is fine. Don't worry, they are not hacked. There's no zero balance in there. You can check it over on Hashscan. But we do see staking rewards will continue to accrue during this time. However, you'll be only able to receive those accrued rewards once the network becomes accessible again. And so far, the network has been down for about roughly like about 10 hours or so at the time that I'm recording this. Let's see when this does get brought back on. But we did see a little bit of an update later on yesterday. Important, there are no Hedera support channels via Twitter, Discord, otherwise, etc. Proxies for access to Hedera are still offline. Engineering teams continue to determine the root cause and solution. Latest updates can be found as status. As of right now, the attacker is unable to transfer stolen funds, and funds in any retail user account should be considered safe. More details on the root cause of this issue will be provided as soon as possible. We truly appreciate the incredible Hedera community coming together during this time. And we do see for comfort around the security of account funds, please use Hashscan to look up your account ID/EVM address. The information displayed on Hashscan is the latest state from a mirror node. Some wallet providers query the mainnet for account balances rather than a mirror node, and in that case would display a zero balance because the mainnet is temporarily inaccessible, which is why you were seeing a lot of problems with, like, again, you look at your decent wallet and see zero. It could definitely be concerning. Now, with that, we also did see another update around almost midnight. And we do see today attackers exploited the smart contract service code of the Hedera mainnet to transfer Hedera token service tokens held by victims' accounts to their own accounts. Which this is the big update that we've seen over on the actual breakdown of the status page. If you guys did not read it, but this was the last major update that I did see from Hedera. I will continue to look at this and continue to look over this. I'm hoping that we can bounce back pretty strong. I have no doubts that we won't, but Again, I know that for a lot of people, this is definitely concerning, but for other people, maybe it's a little bit of a good sign. And the reason why I say that is because, well, we are in my demand channel that I've been waiting for HBAR to come back down to. Am I buying yet though? I am currently not. Full transparency, I'm not, because I do think that the mainnet being down still, or I shouldn't say mainnet being down, but the proxies still being disabled, the mainnet not being able to be accessed. I think that there's going to be a lot more sell volume than most people anticipated. Currently, right now, there's really not a lot of support being targeted here. I mean, like we're holding on to a thread of the end of January support. But it looks like we might be seeing a retest of anywhere between like 4 to 4.5 cents. I might be wrong on that. You can average in whenever you want, but I definitely am watching a few things on HBAR. And for those out there that did want to check the on balance volume, you can see on the daily that it's pretty rough. I mean, on balance volume is definitely looking really rough on the lower time frames. We could see that this actually started back in February, and it continued. But today we've seen a deep dip on negative volume. I mean, this was a significant amount. So when we look at the current price action, like I said, on the 4 hour, there's really not a lot of support here. I'm going to continue to watch the price action. I'm going to continue to watch where we really kind of trail to. I've been looking at 3 day charts. I've been looking at the 5 day chart. I mean, going back in the past, like we're kind of back testing major resistance. But you know, if we can't hold it here, the next level of opportunity is around like 4.5 cents. So for those out there that have been waiting for 4.5 cents, this is your shot. I mean, right now, even from the current high that we hit to the low today, it's about 45% of a drop. And I did warn you guys ahead of time, even with the token unlocks, that it's going to be a bearish time for Hedera. This just adds more fuel to the fire. Now, am I going to sit here and say, hey, HBAR is dead, avoid it at all costs because of this? Absolutely not. I think that they're doing their best right now. I think that they're definitely aware of the problems. I think that they've been one of the most transparent teams within the space and projects within the space. Everything that we have kind of seen around concerning FUD, most of it has been transparently outlined in past previous articles. But this definitely is pretty bearish. So I would, before anybody wants to go all in or anything like that, you could average in, sure, go ahead if you want. But before I would go all in, I would wait to see sustainability on the price action. I would wait to see the token unlocks as well. But with all of that in mind, I hope that this kind of summed up a few things on what actually happened yesterday. With that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, hope that you all have a beautiful day, a beautiful night. If you guys are on this before, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.